Ooh. Yep. Oh, that was a choice. Pick staying on the East 10 here. That's right where the 60 and the South 5 kick off. So he jumped on that ramp right at the last minute and took taking him on the 10 freeway, working its way now northbound on the 10. And now this will come up and get to the area where he can get up towards the 5 freeway again, up by County General Hospital. So yeah, that was a last minute dive for that. So kind of as I expected, he's running back for that familiar territory where he all started because, like I said, surface streets in Burbank, then he jumps on the freeway. So making that U-turn back over there in Culver City, making the left lanes as I look out the window and watch on the camera. And yeah, we are committed to the North 5 now. Now this is where the North 5 picks up and it splits off that the 10 interchange. So continuing North 5 now coming up through the Boyle Heights area, and then we pass the Dodger Stadium here shortly as we work our way north. But looks like he's calmed down his driving just a little bit, but holding that number 1 lane, just pacing right along. But you can see passing traffic, so his speeds are above the flow of traffic, which, you know, if we start getting into some slower traffic, he'll start doing that lane changes like we saw at the very beginning of the pursuit. One of the media ships want to pick up a flight through Burbank. 5, thanks. Picking up speed. Well, as you can see, Mike, he's continuing on here north, coming up on the 2 freeway here, back towards Burbank. And with that information that Shared just shared with them ramming a police car, that changes the dynamics of this pursuit. Because normally a DUI driver, it's only a misdemeanor, and they really are reluctant to stick with it too much because of the danger that an impaired driver has when they're supposedly under the influence, and then it's only a misdemeanor. That what this has been bumped up to a felony, and so now they're not going to give up on this at all. And I guarantee you that Burbank PD is up here and well aware of this coming. They do have a air unit from the Pasadena Burbank air units that are up here, giving them information of where this car is at, and that it is approaching Burbank again as we go through Hyperion here, going under the bridge for Hyperion, and this will take us up through the Atwater Village area and then eventually into Burbank proper. But he got on at Alameda, so it's be curious to see if he jumps off. His speed kicked up just a little bit there as we passed the 2, but it looks like he slowed down just a little bit, but still well in excess of the flow of traffic as we continue north here. But luckily, as I've always been saying all along, he's staying in one lane and we're not getting that whipping around the freeway, which always causes problems for the drivers on the freeway, as well as a chance of the suspect losing control of this vehicle. Now, right now I see up ahead, there is a CHP unit parked at the side of the road right about Colorado area, and we'll see if he jumps up into the middle of this. But like I said, with CHP, they'll hand this off from office to office as you come into different areas of the freeways throughout the Southland. The CHP has areas of responsibility, and they call them offices. And so the office area from down in LA, which is Central Division, will now hand it off to more than likely the Newhall area here as we work our way up the 5 freeway, coming up on the 134. And so as they do, they'll just leapfrog their way through. But like I said earlier, if he should get off into Burbank, more than likely Burbank will take over the pursuit because they're more familiar with the streets of Burbank and what streets are, dead ends, which streets are one way, and they're able to also set up a perimeter very quickly, knowing their city as well as most area police department officers do. And CHP, unfortunately, is up on the freeway all the time. And now you see passing the Caltrans truck, looking up ahead here, see if we got construction ahead. And there is some construction up ahead right about Alameda. So we'll see what happens when he gets up here. But coming up on the 134, holding in number 2 lane as he works past that big rig. And you saw that Caltrans truck go through the shot. And like I said, it looks like the number 1 lane is shut down up here, probably pushed down to about 2 lanes. And they'll put him out to the outside lanes as we pass under the 134, working our way northbound 5 freeway. So, and number 1 and number 2 lane ahead of us is closed right about, looks like Alameda area, possibly western here in Burbank as we slowly work our way up and crossing over the river. And Alameda is coming up, so we'll see if he slips over and tries to jump off the freeway. Not a lot of traffic in this construction area, but it is slowing down, so he's going to hit some slower traffic as we work our way north. Get ready for slow traffic. Yeah, exactly. He's jumping into slow traffic here as he's keeping up that speed. You're going to see vehicles coming in. There's the construction, first part of it, and now he's on the brakes here trying to slow down, not to get into the rear of that car that's in that number 4 lane. He's hugging the number 4, and as we work our way around the corner here, we'll see what street he jumps off on as we work our way along. So he's pushing through, getting back out into a little clear area. Picking up speed as we continue on here. And I'm kind of watching out the window as you watch on your screens here. It's widening out now. It looks like the construction was just that little short area, but LAPD staying with them here with the night sun and the units now behind. And all I see now is 2 CHP units behind it, all the other. Now dropping over to the number 4 lane, hugging the side here. Let's see if he's going to jump off here in a second. This will be right into downtown Burbank. And it looks like, he's starting to slow down, possibly maybe out of gas. I hope so, because as we come around here, we're going to keep an eye on this as he comes to a slow stop. Probably got everybody holding the west side. And, he's right over Olive. Yeah, he's looking. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is Olive where he's slowing down, but just the way it's slowing down so gradually, that kind of tells me he's kind of run out of gas. So, he just didn't pull over and stop, but he's still creeping along here, very slowly. We'll just see what happens, unless he's just going to play a game of slow down, slow down, slow down, and then jump on it. But it doesn't quite look like that's gonna happen here because he's going so slow. We kind of look into Colton if we can punch in there and see if we can get a look and see if we see how many people are in there. I don't really see anybody sitting in that driver or the passenger seat, so let's be slide 5 around here and see if we can get a better look. 5 slide to the east side, and so as we work our way along here, kind of peeking down in there, not really seeing anybody in there. I don't know if you can on your monitors in this. Yeah, okay, so he's all alone, but there's the door popping open. I don't know what he's doing. Boy, he's got a little bit downhill slide now. I got over a hill and sliding along with his door open. I hope he doesn't decide to bail out and jump over the side here or run across for it. On the brakes right now, coming to a stop. And then just steps out of the car casually, walks out like, hey, what's going on? So right now the felony stop is in progress. So you might be seeing a little bit of inebriation here and possibly having a cigarette here, throwing a cigarette away. And the CHP is going to hold back. They're not going to go race up there on him unless he decides just not to comply. Then you'll more than likely see a taser or a less lethal round fired. But it looks like he's still just smoking away, standing there, just defiant. And eventually that's going to not work out too well for him. But I got a feeling either a 12 gauge less than lethal round is going to come at him, or possibly they got to get a little closer for a taser at this point. So not complying, and this is right at the point of a very the dangerous part of the pursuit for a suspect. All he's got to do is comply, follow instructions, everything will work out. And at this point, it looks like he's trying to have a conversation with the officers, and that's not something you really want to be doing at this point. You want to be just following instructions, do what you're told to do, but it looks like that's not happening here. So I have no doubt in my mind one of these officers is going to pull out that 12 gauge with the 1 ounce bag of less lethal fired at him to take the fight out of him. So right now he's just kind of sliding around and looking back and just kind of mugging around. So yeah, it just is just a bad time for this guy. The CHP are going to follow their protocol and just get a plan going here to how to take this guy in custody. You might even see a canine deployed if there's one in the CHP pursuit package, but right now I don't see one back there in position. And normally the city police will always have a canine on a pursuit, and this is the point where a canine would be used. But you see him just kind of standing there, taunting the there's your less than lethal. Here comes the officers in there. Yeah, see, yeah, you have that to where yeah, you get hit with a 12 gauge less than lethal round, it knocks the wind out of you, and they take that advantage to jump up and just jump on him and hold him down. So it looks like this is coming to an end here, as the suspect is going to end up in jail, as they always do. Yeah. Yeah, that's normally where they fire. They try to shoot for the solar plexus to knock the wind out of you. And it's a pretty healthy hit. Like I said, it's a 12 gauge shotgun round that fires basically a Kevlar package with about 1 ounce in it. And it comes zipping out and will hit you and just knock the wind out of you. When you saw him cripple like that and fall to the ground, that's their opportunity to run in and grab onto him. And you see he's still struggling going on here as we watch them try to contain him. And I'm surprised that if he tried to pop back up, that first officer was probably ready with the tasers to be able to drop him with the taser. But it looks like they've got his arms contained, got his legs contained, and just a matter now of just getting him up on his feet and taking him off for a little medical treatment, clearing for booking, and off to Burbank City Jail he'll go. But as pursuit coming in here on the northbound 5 right at Olive. All right. Go ahead. I didn't hear it. Let me turn this on. Say that one more time. Order the CHP pursuit package. Oh, I see. Yeah, a pursuit package is two officers and a sergeant, and if they have the K9, they'll bring the K9 in. Yeah, it's called a pursuit package. It's on Amazon. Look it up. If you're Prime, you can get it next day. For exclusive audiences only. Almost hovered right over the power plant. That would have been fun. That's why I moved over here. I saw the dust coming, the smoke coming up.